I'm Senthil Nayagam. I'm co-founder and CEO of Oracle Movies. Before this, I've built a couple of startups in software services space, and I'm doing something on crypto and movie marketplace. That's what we are working on. Okay, Oracle Movies is a IP, intellectual property marketplace for movie rights. So IP comes in generally three formats. One is called patents, second is called trademark. For both, it's mandatory to say, okay, I invented this or this brand belongs to me. That's, but you have to mandatorily, you have to claim it and you have to submit. Okay, but the third part is copyrights, and the copyrights come from something called Berne Convention, which is 1897, and then there is a copyright law which 1952, and then 1957 there's a cinematograph act. These three acts define what a copyright is. So any creation, if you're an artist, any creation you make, it should belong to you. It could be a written word, it could be a music, it could be a photograph, or it could be also a movie. Right? Movie is a special case because it's not done by a single person. The author can write a book in a single person, but as a movie, multi people are involved. There are artists, there's a story, there's a music, and there's a stunt. A lot of people are involved in that part. So generally what happens is there's a contract between the producer and director and the artist. They all give their rights to the producer. So in the movie, we have a censor concept. And in censor, whoever's name is there, he is the producer of the movie. Okay. So once movie is released, from there 60 years, all the benefits from the movie is supposed to be come to the producer. That is what the current market works. Okay. So what we are trying to do is, most producers currently are not utilizing it properly. They are selling all the rights upfront because they kind of need money and for whatever reason, or they don't understand how they can leverage it. But now there are a lot of other opportunities coming in this space. So movies can be said as a bundle of rights. On theatrical, you have rights, so movie can be shown in a theater, can be shown based on location, right? So if you're watching in India, somebody can be doing it. If you're watching it abroad, that is another team can do it. And similarly, there are other rights: music, songs, posters, NFT rights, character rights. There are multiple rights come into this space. So we believe we should help all the producers to achieve the maximum benefits out of it. And what we do is, for each movie which comes on our platform, we help them license the content to different people at different point of time. But what we are saying is, we will help you benefit from the movie for next 60 years. We are a B2B2C, okay, so business to business and business to consumer startup. So B2B is probably we are working with a lot of film producers, and our buyers will be often people who are buying a lot of content, right? So the content could be from an aggregator, right? Or it could be a OTT platform, it could be a TV channel, it could be theatrical, it could be film festival. So whoever needs content from us, we will help them acquire the content through our platform. Okay, we are doing it for the B2B part, and the film producers, we talk to them individually, and we are doing a lot of events in local language and also in each region, because each language works differently. Right? In India, there are a lot of film industry is there. So in Tamil Nadu, we call it Kollywood now. In Andhra and Telangana, it's Tollywood. In Karnataka, it's Sandalwood. In Kerala, it's Mollywood. And in let's say in Mumbai, right? Probably we have most movies are made is called Bollywood, right? Then we have regional cinema in other places. Let's say Marathi cinema is there, Bengali is there, Oriya, Assamese, and other languages as well. So we are doing one launch per week is what we are doing. We already did a launch in Chennai, and we are able to reach out a lot of film producers in this part of Tamil Nadu for Tamil producers. Now we are doing it for other even for in Hyderabad. So we have doing the promotions there, and we are onboarding movies from there as well. So later this week it should happen for Kerala movies, and later in Bangalore for Kannada movies. And maybe later this month or maybe early next month, we'll plan for doing something for both Bollywood and Marathi movies as well. So that's a plan. And later we'll expand to Southeast Asia. So that's the current plans for now. In movies, there are a lot of different challenges come into play. Okay, so when there's a new movie, we see ad. Okay, this producer has produced this movie, and this is going to buy. If you're in this space, you can ask people inside, either the people who are brokers or people who have a network in this place. They can tell you, hey, who is the producer? What is the price for it? And what is the business the movie can make? And you can make investment. It's a kind of okay. But what happens is a movie copyright is worth for next 60 years. Okay. most movies which have been bought by OTT platforms, not the new ones, older ones, have not directly been acquired from the producer. It's often acquired by some middlemen. Okay. For copyright, it's not mandated to register, so nobody has registered this part. So think of it, if you want to buy, let's say, one apartment, you don't have to go and ask me what the price is. At least you can go and check, am I the owner who's selling it, right? Because from EC, if you can do it on that part, right? Incompetence certificate, who the current owner is. You can't identify who's the guy who's is a tenant at the part, but identifying the owner is straightforward. That's what we work on. Okay, but similar services not available for movies. There are multiple associations there. Director association is there. Film producer itself, there are 3 or 4, right? Council is there, guild is there, multiple are there. But each they do not know who the current right owner is. So we think it's a very important part to identify who the rights owner are. Then also give credits to every person who's been part of the movies. That's important for as far as we are concerned. Okay. Also, there are a lot of fraud potentially can happen. So there are some movies which were sold to multiple people. How do you know you bought it from the original source and same movie is not been sold to somebody else? Until you go and sell to a channel or something else is where you will discover that somebody has sold it to multiple people, right? So this kind of fraud happens. There are other kind of frauds we have seen, okay, copyrights violations. Somebody might upload a movie into YouTube and they claim, okay, that they bought the movie. So how do you take care of those kind of things? See, most producers do not, they don't, every month they release a movie. That's not the case. Mostly small producers, right, they will make one movie every 2-3 years. That's a number which takes, okay. So they're not focusing on the sales part. Either you can be a creative person or you can be a business person, not both. So sometimes they middle it. So if you make any mistakes here, it can cost you a lot of money, okay. Or if you go into litigation, the movie may not come out, the cases will come in. So we are trying to solve all these problems with our platform, right. We help work with the creators on this space, and we are trying to help them. My background is software. Okay, I built software companies earlier. My first company was called Sedin Technologies, or the brand which we built was called Rails Factory. This company in 2006, so that's about 17 years. Okay, so we have done that part. So I built open source software. So technology is my forte. I have worked on blockchain, on GIS. We are currently working on metaverse. I can work on technology. I understand that part. I can understand predict what might happen in future, and I take bets on it. This is one of the bets. But getting into this industry is slightly difficult. For film industry, bringing a technology into film industry, making film itself, you want to say technology, they'll be happy for it. Let's bring a visual effects, let's have new stunt or everything, they'll spend money on it. But changing the process behind what is happening, people are very reluctant to do it. So getting entry into the industry is difficult. So my co-founder is a film producer himself, so that's why we have some early access into the industry, and we've been working on because of that. Okay. So if somebody wants to come, okay, so people come into industry for different reasons. See, that we believe in creator economy. So things are changing fundamentally in a lot of ways. Anybody can become a creator now. You can express well, you can't sing or dance, probably take a TikTok or a video, right? So you take a music and you express and put something on platform and you can get a followers. That's going to be one part, okay? Eventually you grow bigger, okay? I want to get my own content. You can do a YouTube, if you are very good at talking, maybe you can do something on Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces. Everybody is a creator. Even a programmer is a creator in some way. So anybody who gets paid for doing one gig at one time is more like an employee or a gig. But if you create content which lasts longer and can generate more views and potentially more revenue in the future, that's all comes in the copyright part, and probably will be interested in talking to you on that part. Okay. Then you want to, what do you want to do in a larger part? So in the creator economy, everybody else, right? The artist creation, the biggest creation for this space is movies. People spend crores of rupees making movies. So we all accept this movie is worth 10 rupees, 100 rupees, or a couple of crores. We agree on it. Second part, also people are used to buying tickets and watching the movie. Right? You subscribe to Netflix because they have good movies. That's all. Else you will not even buy it. You go to theater, pay for parking and food and everything because you want to have the experience of the movie on a big theater. So people are already into it. In TikTok, you can't make much money. You can't YouTube, until you have millions of subscribers, you can't do it. But films are slightly different in this space. So people aspire to be. Every artist at different part, ask them, okay, do you want to come into movies? Everybody says yes. Be a lyricist or artist or director or cameraman. Everybody loves. So which role do you want to play? You want to be a director or a producer, be a creative person for it? That could be part, or if you want to be part of a tech company like us, who is trying to help transform this industry, okay? So, like say, film industry we can create into, say, define in the 2 or 3 generations. Okay, the first generation will be where the whole film was invented, from moving pictures to adding audio and everything. But everything was film based till 2010. I can call it as the first generation of content. Right, black and white color, everything happened. But the model was people are willing to come to theater and buy tickets and watch it. That's what the innovation happened. Okay. And the second phase, I will call it as, okay, there's a movie 2.0. That is where the digital current came in. So so whole movie was made digitally. Projection was done in digitally. So theater also is having a huge projector which is coming to play, right? So this is all happening on digital. Current creation was happening on computers. No physical large film editing or audio suits were used. Okay? And now we are doing something on transformational. So this movie 3.0 is we want to make it transformational from intellectual property, once again, intelligent intellectual property. That's where we are trying to move people into. And we are seeing a lot of disruption happening in similar spaces. Though we work only on movies for now, but our future launch includes books and music and games, right? If you see music industry, right? In music industry, already disruption is happening. Nobody's buying cassettes, nobody's buying CDs, right? People are either using free mode or using subscription. They are listening music on Spotify, on Ghana, on Savan, and there are Apple Music and other platforms. So they have not bought a song for many years. So the new generation will not even know. People used to buy songs, right? This model is gone. So there is no need to have a record label. If you are an artist, you know how to do it. Talk with the aggregator, somebody, and have the rights managed. And instead of getting 10%, 15% royalty, you make 80%, 90% royalty. That kind of thing is possible with music. Okay? So you don't need a music record label or a music publisher for you to reach out to your audience anymore. So that's one part of it. Similar thing is happening on books. Books is there from 1532 onwards, probably when Gutenberg's Bible got printed. Hundreds of years, a lot of publisher came in. But I'm saying publishers were again not giving enough royalty, and selling books have kind of come down in some way. As of now, you don't need a publisher. If you're a first-time publisher, you don't need a publisher, because anyways, it's not going to pay you much money, or there's no big royalty for you. And even the books, you are the ones who have to work on selling the book for you, right? So probably you can go for print on demand. There are multiple people available for it. You write the content, edit it yourself, publish it yourself, and sell it yourself, and take all the money back to you. So similarly, we are seeing this happening in a lot of part. Similarly, big game studios, there are independent game studios coming up, indie games coming in, right? We are expecting that kind of thing. Independent filmmakers are also coming, but on a longer term, we think even larger movies or medium-sized movies don't need a production company, except for theatrical. Everything else can be done digitally. So that's what the vision we are seeing it, and say, hey, how we can enable these creators to benefit from their content, right? Avoid piracy or improve benefits in some way, or reduce the cost of production so they can generate more content. Instead of waiting for marketing and everything, we can take care of those kind of things. So creators work on only creating content on a regular basis. We have a lot of ideas in this space how we should do it. So first part is, can we go language by language? I like mentioned, like we started Tamil, then we had Telugu, and Kannada, Malayalam, and Hindi, Marathi. So we will cover all the Indian languages. Then we'll expand into Southeast Asia. There are also a lot of small countries that there are interesting content is coming in that space. Okay, so in Thailand, in Philippines, in Indonesia, they have a similar in some way. We can export the content what we are buying. Indian movies can be exported there. It's not okay. People want to watch with subtitles. Probably we have to dub it in those languages, whatever language they ask for. We'll do it for them. And also, we can also bring movies from there. There are also good movies being made across the world, right? Similarly, Korean, right? Korean cinema, Korean TV series, teenage girls, actually, or college-going girls, they all love it like anything. We are seeing a lot of feedback on that part. But the problem is, people are watching it probably a dubbed English version, or probably with the subtitle is what they're watching it now. Okay. It's currently elitistic in some way. Only people who are kind of cool kids who are doing it now. If we need to go in a broader way, and if you want to increase people's trust, we have to bring the content dubbed in Indian language. So we saw Squid Game, right, being dubbed in Indian language as well. So similarly, we expect if we can bring all the series, the kind of content being made in India itself will change, because people's audience taste has changed as well, right? So that's what we are trying to do. Similarly, there are anime, right? Japanese and Chinese, they make a lot of anime content, right? So again, it's going only a particular genre of people, not for everybody. If a language barrier can be broken, we can dub and Kannada in this way, we could expand. And similarly, we want to take Indian movie to, let's say, Turkey or South America or other parts of the world. We want to take Indian content to those languages as well. So we'll help them achieve it, sell globally, right? That's the whole purpose. So generally when you say the rights part comes in about 4 different ways. One is, okay, what kind of screen you are watching, and maybe theatre is one screen, TV could be another screen, a mobile phone or a tablet could be another screen, or in the metaverse you are wearing, that could be a different screen at all. So this could be separate rights per se. Okay. Similarly, what is the mode of transmission of the content from one core server to you? Right. If it's happening through a digital projection system with a DCI kind of thing, like example like Cube or PDX or something, that is called theatrical. Okay. Other could be how are you watching it? Right. So let's say on a TV itself, you can watch it on a TV channel. You subscribe the channel and content plays in there, and they can put an ad, or without ad they can do it, but you can watch it there. That's a separate right. If you watch it through OTT platform on the same TV, it comes from a different method as well, right? Similarly, geography. Are you watching in the same state or same country or a different country? Rights differ on that as well. Okay, and sometimes a mode of travel. In a fixed place, if you're watching something like the theater doesn't move, right? But what if you're watching the movie on an aeroplane or a ship or a train, right? They have different rights for that as well. So maybe in future we believe people are going to go to space. Early last in 2021, we had about 25-30 people have gone to space. Maybe another couple of years we'll have hundreds of thousands of people. At some point we believe in space rights for these movies kind of come into play, or if Elon Musk achieves what he stands for, reaching to Mars, maybe next 10-20 years we'll have rights for movie for intergalactic thing, right? So maybe Mars rights for the movie could be possible if they have enough people on that space, right? That's what we are seeing as a future.